Hey, this is Scott Wellington again. We kind of switch back. I know everyone's afraid and scared, and a lot of challenges are going on in life, and it's very, very hard for everyone. It's hard for me as well. But I'm going to go back to where I was. I moved from Los Angeles to south of Salt Lake City, Utah, and I lived in a small town called, well, at the time it was called Crescent, and then it got annexed by the city of Sandy. Um, so I stayed there, and there were probably about 1 million people in the entire state of Utah. And there was about 6 million in Los Angeles. So it was a change. It was definitely a change for me. I went to high school there, and then I went to 1 year of community college. If you're not familiar with Utah or Salt Lake, I went to Salt Lake Community College for a year, and then I was given an opportunity to teach English on the islands, and I took that not because of anything I believed in, but because I was 18 and I was scared. I was 19, almost 20 at the time. But I was scared. I was so confused, and I got so much pressure from everyone, from my counselors at college, from my teachers at college, from friends at college, to friends from high school, to that are all now graduated. At that time we're graduated, and I was lost and confused. And so when I was given an opportunity to live on the islands for a year or so and not have to decide or think about anything, and truthfully, it was far from Salt Lake and far from Los Angeles, I'm like, oh, I'll do that. Um, so I spent a year well, about a year and a half. I was on Guam for a while, which is in the Central Pacific, and I was waiting for a visa to go to a smaller island named Palau. And I taught English on Palau for about a year, and it was honestly just to get away from everybody and everything. But it didn't fix anything. When I came back, I was just as confused. I wouldn't say that I didn't use the time. I thought a lot while I was there, and I'm glad that I went there. But when I came back, I was still just as confused. I had so many people asking me what I was going to do for the rest of my life, and I just didn't know. I was very scared and very confused. Mostly confused, but I was scared too. Um, so, yeah, it was a big part of my life. I tell a lot of stories about being on Guam or being on Palau, and if you don't know anything about them, I would suggest you read about them and find out where they're at. And they were instrumental in World War II. A lot of the Chamorros on Guam and a lot of the Palauans on Palau still do not care for the Japanese people because, well, I shouldn't say still, when I was there, because of what had happened during World War II. Um, and then I came back, like I said, I came back to Salt Lake, and I was still just as confused as I was because I got the same pressures. I got asked, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? What are you going to be for all your life? And what's funny now that I'm older, it's like these people that were older than me were asking me if I had everything figured out. And I'm now their age, and I'm like, they didn't have anything figured out either. So why were they putting so much pressure on me? Um, yeah, so I've been doing a lot of work and a lot of study, and the biggest thing I've come out with this is you need to believe in yourself. If you follow believing in yourself, if you follow happiness instead of dollars, if happiness becomes success instead of dollars and power, then a lot of stuff falls in place. If you're following dollars and power, nah, I've met people that were happy as anything and they were making $50,000 a year, US dollars. And then they took a job making $100,000 a year and they weren't happy at all. So instead of finances, follow happiness. And that's my recommendation for everybody. Excuse me. That's my recommendation for everybody at all times, no matter what age you are. Follow your happiness, and the dollars will find their way. And there's so many people that are unhappy. And so anyway, that takes me, well, quite a few years. That takes me about 87. And I'm going to wrap this up because I can see a timer on top. And what I'd recommend, sorry, I keep looking at my notes. What I'd recommend is the same things I say every time. Be positive. Choose to be positive every day. Choose to be happy every day. And choose to be a leader every day. All right, thank you.